One challenge that I can say Nanaheal Enterprises is facing is having the smallholder farmers to shift from over-reliance on the synthetic fertilizers and then introduce the organic solution, of which one of our flagship products is a biochar-based carbon negative fertilizer.
Welcome to the Roundtable. I'm your host Jeremy. Today's topic is about entrepreneurship. I have a special guest. What problems did you set out to solve, and what really sparked the idea for you to start your company?
Me myself, I've been raised in an agricultural community. I would witness farmers struggling with increasing their productivity in the fields. For example, a farmer who was farming maybe 1 acre of maize, over the past 5 years, there's been a declining productivity in the farm. And most of them were trying to find solutions to the declining soil fertility. I also witnessed that, for example, those farmers who are doing the horticultural products such as tomatoes and onions, they were struggling with managing their harvest. After harvesting, if there is no ready market for their products, then all their produce just ends up being waste. And I think it's from that initial first-hand experience that made me to come up with this innovative solution.
Nice. So Nanaheal is a startup, right?
Yeah, sure.
What are some of the challenges that you are facing right now while you are starting, and what are you doing to overcome them?
One challenge that I can say Nanaheal Enterprises is facing is having the smallholder farmers to shift from over-reliance on the synthetic fertilizers and then introduce the organic solution, of which one of our flagship products is a biochar-based carbon negative fertilizer, which helps to not only sequester carbon from the atmosphere, but also increase crop productivity. Yeah.
Nice. One of the key struggles with startups is actually capital. How do you think young entrepreneurs can secure funding in order to have a startup that it's actually impactful?
One of the most available sources of funding to startups is bootstrapping. When I talk of bootstrapping, is you're using the available resources, which comes in many forms. For instance, if I'm running a business A and I'm starting a certain startup here, I'm going to take resources from business A, which is mine also, and then use it to fund the operation of this startup I'm starting. Or it could be in form of your family or friends are offering some capital to you. Yeah, sure. And also it could be, if the business is already operating, you can use the profits to develop this startup further. Yeah, I think that is the most easiest way to fundraise, and it gives you control of your startup. Because if you consider other forms of fundraising, for instance, venture capital, if you are going to source funds from venture capital, they usually invest in exchange of equity in your startup, that is shareholding in your startup. And at some point, it means that if you have over-reliance on that, you are ultimately going to lose control over your startup. Say if your shares is 49% and VC is 51%. So you see, they are the major decision makers, right? Yeah. So I think also when you are doing the fundraising, you should consider that also. Some organizations usually organize innovation challenges for young people, so you can go to the competition. Yeah, sure. Art Prize. We have so many of them. For instance, last year I participated in a certain innovation challenge called Zindigi Prize, and we were the regional champions for Kenya regionals. And from that alone, we got a funding of 100,000 Pakistan rupee. So I see young people can tap into the potential of such innovation challenges to actually fund their operations.
What advice can you give to a young person who is maybe thinking of starting a business that can have a positive impact?
When you're thinking of starting a business, first of all, you have to think about which problem are you going to solve for the particular audience that you're targeting. And second, what solution are you bringing to the table? And number 3, who are the people who are serving the same problem space that you are going to venture into? Once you have a clear understanding of the people who are operating in the same space as you, then you'll be able to differentiate yourself, give yourself an competitive edge. Another thing also is to, I think mentorship plays a very huge role in business. You'll agree, right? Yeah. If I'm starting a business and I don't have someone who is going to guide me in my journey, then definitely I'll be learning through trial and error, of which in this case we want to minimize that. So if you have someone who can provide leadership to you, maybe a board of advisors, just to offer insights on whatever you are doing and guide you on the journey, then you'll have minimized the number of risks that you are going to incur in your entrepreneurial journey. But that's not to say that risks will not be there. Risks are there in everyday life of an entrepreneur. Young people should always think about how they are going to impact the lives of those people around them. And at Nanaheal Enterprises, we are offering agronomy consulting and training for farmers. We find that most farmers want us to analyze their soils, want to understand which type of crops to grow, what type of inputs to use. At Nanaheal Enterprises, we are offering that, and to those viewing us, if you're interested, you can just find us on LinkedIn, Nanaheal Enterprises, and you can also reach on my personal inbox for more information. Take the chance to make a choice, or your life will never change.